Hey, is this Matt?
It is.
Hey Matt, how you doing? This is Diego with Remax. Do you have a couple of minutes?
Yeah.
Look, the reason I was calling is because I currently have a client interested in buying a multifamily property in the cities, and I see you're currently on a property here in Minneapolis. Is that right?
I'm sorry, what property?
It's a 11-unit property in Minneapolis.
Could you repeat that one more time? I have that's okay.
Oh, sorry. It's the address will be an 11-unit property.
It's in Richfield, but yeah.
Oh, I have the address here in Minneapolis. Oh, Richfield sounds even better because my client would rather South Metro area rather than Minneapolis. But
Okay.
so that's actually perfect. And I don't know. I was looking to see if you might be completely against selling that property.
Yeah, we'd consider an offer.
What's a price that would make sense for you?
Probably, I think 117.5 a door is what we told other people.
117 at the door.
117.5 a door.
Okay, that's actually not bad at all.
Can I ask how you got my contact information?
Just public records, really. Public information. So can I ask, if I ask you your NOI, would that be, too interesting for you?
Yeah, no, I don't have it off the top of my head. I can tell you our average rents are somewhere around $12.50 per door. It's all two beds.
All two beds?
Yeah, it's all 2-bed units, fully parked.
1250.
The number,
It's an 11-unit property, right?
11 units, yeah.
Okay, so around 165 gross. Do you have a management company for it?
We run it ourselves.
Okay, so you're spending probably around 30% then in operating expense, including tax, insurance, and stuff?
I mean, look, we did a lot of rehab to this building, but the prior owner neglected it. It was in terrible shape, and the building's unique. It's got a number of people that are in. Both we have some Section 8, and then we also have a group called Agate.
Okay.
Who does they pay the full rent. Candidly, the building was a complete mess when we bought it in October 22. We turned over the bad tenants and kind of tried to keep the ones that were good and then backfill with good. So we have one vacancy now, which we could fill with Section 8 or an Agate. We've kind of been a little slow to do that because we had some other people who were making a move in, but I would say expenses are probably like 45%.
Okay.
If you fully baked it and ran it with a proper, vacancy rate and blah blah blah, I would say like run it at $12.50 rents, and then 55% of that down to NOI.
Okay, so give me 1 second here. Okay, so 1, 2.
But I don't have like a good T12 for you just because of what I outlined. We've been renovating units. We've renovated, I think, 4 units, turned over some people. So the last year has been kind of a repositioning versus here's our standard operating. Let's go forward.
Well, because even looking here, actually, I mean, we are looking at a 45% operating expense. We're still looking at around 6.9 cap rate, which is actually not terrible, and that's really without management company. Without the management company, and I mean, with all the renovations and everything, that could obviously be reduced to to a 30% operating expense rather than 45. And
sure. Yeah, I mean, everyone's going to run it their own way, right? So,
yeah, exactly. So
I generally, as my benchmark, just run it at 45%, kind of when I'm starting to look at a property, but that doesn't mean others should do it the same way.
yes, definitely. And that doesn't sound like a terrible deal. I would have to run some numbers on based on financing, however, but I can definitely.
Just on that note, we'd be willing to do. Do you want this room? Yeah. Okay. We'd be willing to do a contract for deed off of 20% down. We could do 3-year term. I think it was 6% IO.
6%?
Yeah.
You said 3 years?
Yeah, and then I could do a reset. That's my financing ends after 3 years, so I just would need to. I would have to get it approved by my bank, which I can at those terms based on what they've outlined to me. But just want to caveat be totally upfront. If my bank won't approve this, I'm not going to hold it at that. But they said they would. And we go 3 years and then applying, doing incremental at like prime.
Okay.
And if they want to refinance me out, they can. But there's not going to be a bullet maturity in 3 years. It's just a rate reset.
Yeah, now that 6%, honestly, that sounds even like a lot better than the banks are doing right now anyway. So, that would definitely help out with the numbers for it to make sense for them. So
yeah, might as well leverage the cheap debt we have as long as we have it, right?
Right, because finding cheap debt right now is kind of impossible anyway. So that's why a lot of people don't want to sell.
Right. Well, why would you? If investors' rates are up, you get cheap debt.
Yeah, definitely.
Rates are going to come down, so you might as well write it out and see what happens.
Yeah, no, yeah. I get a lot of calls of people saying that they are gonna just wait for now. They're in a holding pattern. Everybody's in a holding pattern until rates come down even to like 6%. Really,
Yeah.
that's kind of tough right now. But I guess are you gonna do a 10-to-1 exchange on this property at all, or?
Well, I mean, we don't have one lined up, and the transaction would be contingent upon that. If we got under contract and we had another building that we lined up,
Mhm.
probably would. But if we're going to sell, it wouldn't work under contract for deed. That would
Yes.
be a nightmare.
Yes.
So if they go under contract for deed, it'd just be a normal sale.
Yeah, no, I understand. But maybe if he does want to use the bank power, that would be
Yeah.
something. If I brought you a property that you could identify in the meantime,
Yeah, we take a look. I mean, we don't even need a 1031 if you got a good deal. So then we're going to take a look.
What area would you be looking for?
Minneapolis, St. Paul, or anything south. We don't go north because my business partner's in Lakeville.
Okay, you would consider Minneapolis and St. Paul?
Yeah.
Okay, that's actually interesting. Because a lot of calls I do, they tell me all the time, yeah, can you find me something anywhere but Minneapolis and St. Paul? And I'm like, yeah, that's pretty much like all the calls I get anytime.
Yeah, it's usually best to be buying when no one else is. As long as you price it right, that's the way we look at it.
Yeah, that does make a lot of sense. Is there any budget you need to stick to at all, or
Just gotta make the numbers work. We can go up to 5 mil on the deal, pretty easy.
Okay. Any amount of units that you prefer minimum at all, or anywhere from 2 to whatever?
I mean, we own $225,000 townhomes up to 50-unit buildings. If the numbers work, the numbers work.
That makes sense to me. Do you buy normally based on cap rate, value, exchange value?
Because you can usually get better returns when you don't buy something stabilized. But sometimes opportunities come up on stabilized deals, and we'll look at anything.
Okay, that makes sense. All right, I'm just putting some notes here so that way I can bring you, something that makes sense for you.
Sure.
Because that's basically what I do is I call people, and then once they say they're selling, then I run some numbers before I even bring it to anybody else. Because then if I bring you a bad deal, then it just puts a bad reputation on me. So I just want to make sure I get the details.
Sometimes things are bad deals for some, they're good deals for others. So.
Yeah, exactly. But that's why I try to get as most details I can before I hang up or anything. Because if I know as many details as I can, then I can bring in a deal that might make sense for them rather than just bring them anything.
Sure.
So okay, so I'll run some numbers here and bring it to them. I think honestly, even at a 6%, even at a 7%, I think it might work if he wanted to buy in the bank. But if he does the contract for it at 6%, I think it should definitely work for him. So I will contact him and see what he thinks. And then is there an email for you that I can have if he decides to go for it? I can just send you an offer right over. Or I guess I'll let it consent.
Yes.
Yeah, this phone number works right.
Okay. Sounds good. Thank you.
Okay, yeah, no, I appreciate it, Matt, and I hope you have a great day. Thank you for taking my call.
Likewise, you too.
Bye-bye.